Welcome to the 4. I'm Marcella Lee. Heather Myers has the day off.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. Today, local leaders and firefighters gathered on the 20th anniversary of the Cedar Fire to reflect on what happened, progress that's been made since then, and how we move forward.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal was at today's news conference. She joins us live from Tirasana with what she's learned. Kelly?
That's right. You know, and the firestorm of 2003 is something that people will never forget. 4 fires, including the Cedar Fire, all burning within San Diego County at the same time. So today they talked about how people here in Tierra Santa and in Scripps Ranch were in the middle of unpacking groceries and just dropped everything and took off. So everyone we heard from today remembers exactly where they were when this fire started, and certainly the devastation that followed.
The skies were eerie, the wind was blowing. You just knew it was going to be not a good day. We headed up into Scripps Ranch, and that's when the firestorm hit. It was really didn't matter how many resources we had at that time. 60-mile-an-hour winds, 3,600 acres a minute burning right through the community. Couldn't see 5 feet in front of you, and so after it had kind of blown over was when you really saw the devastation.
And for San Diego Fire Rescue Chief Colin Stowell, the Cedar Fire was personal. He grew up in Scripps Ranch and watched a lot of the homes he knew as a kid burn. In the end, the firestorm burned 13% of San Diego County's landmass, just a massive amount. 2,500 homes destroyed, more than a dozen people died. So the goal really is preventing the kind of devastation we saw during the Cedar Fire from happening again. So what has changed? Well, today we learned from local leaders since 2003, the county has spent more than $800 million to prepare for wildfires and emergencies. We now have a lot more fire equipment to battle wildfires, everything from engines to aircrafts. CAL FIRE says we used to have just a couple of helicopters, and now we have access to as many as 13. They also have night flight capabilities. They've hired more firefighters. Technology is better. They can put crews in place ahead of time. They can warn people in advance that a fire is heading their way. Also, communication between fire departments is better. It's been streamlined. They all have radios on the same frequency. They all speak the same language. They share information, so everyone is on the same page. Now, having said all of that, CAL FIRE Chief Tony Meacham closed today's remarks with this.
We are going to have another Cedar Fire. I can't tell you when we're going to have another Cedar Fire or, how big it's going to be, but we are going to have another major fire. In 1970, we had the Laguna Fire in this county. And so at some point in the future, we're going to have another catastrophic fire. And I think it's important on all of us to stay aware of this fire environment, and for us as the leaders in public safety to never let our guard down.
And he says they're already looking ahead to Sunday and Monday, expecting Santa Ana's to come in. So again, education, he says, is another big part of this, reminding people that fire season is all year round, reminding people to clear that defensible space around their homes and have that go bag ready just in case of an emergency. Marcella and Carlo.
Kelly, so true. We've learned so many things. So much has changed in terms of technology and resources over the past 20 years, but we do all still need to be vigilant because those Santa Anas do come around and you get that flashback. Any other takeaways that you heard today?
Yeah, and I got to tell you guys, there were some very chilling stories we heard as Supervisor Joel Anderson was talking about seeing baseball-sized hail, or embers that is, coming down and sparking these spot fires. He said that some of his neighbors tried to flee, and sadly that they perished in the Cedar Fire. So certainly, fire danger is something that we all take seriously. Looking back at 2003 reminds us of why that is so important.
Those firefighters aren't letting their guard down. We need to do our part as well. Kelly Hessedal reporting live for us. Thanks, Kelly.